right, we have some breaking news we want to tell you about right now. The man on trial for the murder of Breasia-Terrell has written a letter to the judge in the case. In it, Henry Dinkins says the state used, quote, deception and tried to, quote, sabotage his case. In the handwritten letter, he says the state broke a number of rules and withheld evidence from his attorneys. Dinkins also asked the judge for an opportunity to prove his claims.
Everybody, welcome in. Let's get into part one of the final chapter of Breasia-Terrell, a fly high baby girl, and the monster, Henry Earl Dinkins. After watching the trial, what really happened that night? And with that, let's get into it. Let's talk about the night that Breasia-Terrell went missing and how it went down, because Henry Earl Dinkins is a complete monster. A lot of people also thought, why did Aisha, Breasia's mother, allow Breasia to even go to Henry Dinkins that night with Breasia's half-brother, Henry Dinkins' son, and I will not use his name. I will use his initial, a D. After watching the trial and seeing the video footage of Henry, Aisha, and everything that went down, Aisha had no clue, or did she allow Breasia to go to Henry Dinkins? Her mother did, Breasia's grandmother. But the day that Breasia left with Henry Dinkins, Breasia has two brothers, an older brother and her younger brother. Her older brother wanted to go, but Henry Dinkins did not want him to go, because at the time that he decided to take Breasia and Dee to his house, he knew what he was going to do. And it had been years since Breasia or DJ had even seen Henry Earl, and it just so happened that they saw him riding in the car. He pulled into the store, and Dee said, Mom, there's my dad, pull over. And that's where it started. And before I get into the timeline of that horrible night, watching the trial, when I found out what a good girl Breasia was, and she was actually hard of hearing, and listening to her mother on the stand, I am going to be honest, it just completely and utterly broke me. July 9th, 2020, Aisha ran into Henry Earl Dinkins, and she had her son in the car with her, asking if he can go spend the night at his dad's, and Aisha agreed to Dee going. When Henry Earl came to pick up Dee, Breasia was with her brother, and he asked if Breasia could go, and the grandmother said no. But as they got ready to leave, Dee said, come on Breasia, let's go. And then the older brother said, hey, can I go? And Henry Earl said, I don't have enough room in the car, but allowed Breasia and Dee to go over to the apartment that he shared with his girlfriend, Andrea Culberson. The day that Henry came to pick up Dee, Aisha was working at her job at Checkers in Davenport, so she was not there. It's why the grandmother just let Breasia go, because the grandmother didn't like to call and bother Aisha at work, and she figured, Henry was Breasia's stepfather at one time. What is the big deal, right? Aisha got off work, found out that Breasia was there, a little upset, but thought, you know what? She's with her brother. She goes over that night and she brings the children a change of clothes. Breasia came outside. She was all excited because Aisha had the family dog, and Breasia was like, Mom, can I keep the dog here? And of course, Aisha said, absolutely not. They go in to spend the night. They're playing video games. Everything is good until Andrea wakes up and notices Breasia's gone and Henry Earl Dinkins, the disgusting monster, is gone. So sometime before midnight, Andrea claims that she fell asleep and Breasia and Dee were sleeping in their bed in the bedroom. It's a one-bedroom apartment. And Andrea and Henry Earl were going to sleep on the blow-up mattress in the living room. Sometime before midnight, Andrea claims that she fell asleep. Approximately 3 a.m., Andrea testified that she woke up and she noticed that Henry was gone and Breasia were missing from the apartment. A couple minutes after 3 a.m., Andrea tried to call Henry and noticed that he left his phone charging in the apartment. At around 3:30 a.m., she said that Henry entered the apartment and he retrieved an unknown item from the bedroom closet and did not even speak to Andrea. When Andrea looked out the window, she saw Breasia standing outside of the Impala prior to Henry leaving. When Henry left, Breasia was no longer outside. This is the part that kills me. You know, I can ask why in the what ifs all day. Why, Andrea? Did you not do something? And I know none of this will bring Breasia back, but I do not understand the responsibility of an adult not finding it weird that Henry Earl Dinkins is outside at 3:30 in the morning with Breasia. We know Henry Earl Dinkins has a past of being a sexual predator. Did Andrea know that? There were so many little details in this case that were so disturbing, and I'll touch on a few of them. And the thought that Henry Earl brought Breasia to his motorhome parked out on 743 Schmidt Road is disturbing. I do not even know what happened in that motorhome, but I will touch on what they found in that motorhome that I found absolutely cringe in just a moment. After Henry and Breasia leave the apartment complex, Henry Dinkins is caught at the quick stop on 201 west of 53rd. At this time, he is in the maroon Impala. He purchased $35 of gas, 2 packs of cigarettes, and a lighter using cash. This to me is another what if moment. You can see on the surveillance camera that he is constantly glaring out the window. I just wish that Breasia would have opened that door and ran. The what ifs, right? So he's at the gas station between 3:33 a.m. and 3:38. He leaves the gas station and he travels eastbound on West 53rd Street. And sometime just before 6 a.m., Henry returns to Andrea's apartment and he picks up a D. And we still do not find it weird that Henry does not mention Breasia. He picks up his son, 5:30 in the morning. If you watched the trial, or if you're going to watch the trial, when D took the stand, it was very powerful. D is the one that basically convicted Henry Earl Dinkins of these crimes. He was 8 years old at the time, and he remembered every detail. Absolutely heartbreaking. But we'll get into what D did that actually busted out his father. And he was so grown on the stand. Like, I do not know D, but I was very proud of him. Breasia being one of the first cases I ever followed, something about her always just still holds a little part of my heart, and I would love to talk to her mother, Aisha. Around 5:35 a.m., Andrea called Henry, and the conversation lasted for about 39 seconds. And the cell phone records showed him leaving the area of the apartment complex where Andrea lived. So at 6:49, the maroon Impala enters a Walmart parking lot. Henry, the defendant, walks up to the doors. The store does not open until 7 a.m. and Dinkin gets back into the Impala. 6:54 a.m., the maroon Impala exits the lot. A front seat passenger believed to be D is seen. 6:57 a.m., the maroon Impala re-enters the Walmart parking lot. 6:58 a.m. to 7:10, Dinkin enters the Clinton Walmart, a Walmart far away from his house. I mean, there's a Walmart much closer. Enters the Clinton Walmart and purchases 2 81-ounce bottles of Clorox. He places the bleach into the trunk of the Impala and leaves Walmart. This is where D did something that was just a seal of the deal, in my opinion. At 7:02 to 7:03 a.m., Dinkin's cell phone pings off a tower in Clinton, Iowa. Now, while Dinkins is in the Walmart purchasing the bleach, D is in the car with Henry Dinkins' cell phone, but the cell phone had no battery in it. So D put in the battery to play a game while Henry Dinkins was in Walmart, and that is the reason why the phone pinged on the Clinton Tower. If D did not put that battery back in to play that game, the ping never would have been there. When Henry leaves the Walmart at 6:54 a.m., between about 7 a.m. until about 8:18 a.m., he is seen on a few surveillance cameras headed towards the Kuna implement. And this is important because on March 22nd, 2021, Breasia was found there. He gets out of the car, goes and gets the bleach, and pours the bleach into the bushes, Adi said. Unfortunately, finding out that that's where Breasia was found and watching the trial, it's just, I mean, how does someone do that, especially to the sister of your son? Now here is the crazy part, another part that sealed the deal for Henry. He got stuck leaving the area where he left Breasia, and a man stopped and actually pulled him out of the ditch, and he came forward after Breasia-Terrell's remains were found and described Henry Earl Dinkins to the T, all the way to the mole on his face. He had passed away, but he did give his statement to police before he passed away, and they played his statement in trial. And then you take your son, Adi, with you to go pour bleach on his sister at the Kwana implement. Henry Dinkins and Dee leave the Walmart where they are seen traveling westbound off Lincoln Highway, Highway 30, and they're seen from the First Central State Bank camera. And all of this is important because today he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and I am going to get into Aisha's statement and the judge in part 2 because it was a very deep. And of course, Henry Dinkins, no remorse, and still claims in his 20-page letter to the judge that he read that I can't with him. He is just a psychopath. So when they leave the area of Clinton, they travel back south, miles away, and you see them at 8:16 a.m. southbound on Schmidt Road towards River Drive, captured from Jack's brake and alignment. The dark color sedan enters and exits Credit Island, and the cell data put the defendant's cell phone in that area. 8:22 a.m., the maroon Impala traveling northbound on Schmidt Road, seen from Jack's brake alignment camera. And then at 8:24 a.m., maroon Impala in the lot of 743 Schmidt Road with the trunk open. You can see Dinkins and Dee are standing near the motorhome, seen from the Devon self-storage camera. They leave that area. And approximately 8:42 a.m., Dinkins meets Aisha at the McDonald's on Kimberly Road, and Dee leaves with his mother. At 9:33 a.m., Henry Earl is seen in the area of his sister and mother's house, and at noon, Henry arrives at the Davenport police station to be interviewed. Never once did he call 911, never once did he drive around looking for Breasia, but let's watch real quick when the cop shows up at the apartment complex, and let's listen to Aisha.
Spell it.
A-I-S-H-I-A.
Last name?
Langford, L-A-N-K-F-O-R-D.
Date of birth? Address? Phone number? And Henry lives here.
Yeah, I guess so. This is where he told me to come.
Okay.
He don't even know how long she's even been gone.
Yeah. What's your daughter's name?
Breasia, B-R-E-A.
E-A.
S-I-A.
B-R-E-A-S-I-A?
Yes.
Okay.
Terrell, T-E-R-R-E-L-L.
Okay. What's your middle initial?
D.
Her date of birth?
12-4-09.
Okay. What's up, Henry? So when was the last time you saw her?
She was in the house.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw her? Last night?
9:30.
Okay. Okay.
With him?
Okay. When was the last time you saw her?
She was in the bed when I woke up this morning.
She was in the bed?
Yeah.
When you went to bed last night? Okay.
This is crazy, man. This is like, you know what I'm saying? I know she's therapy, big brother.
Yeah. D-I-N.
K-I-N-S.
Your date of birth, Henry?
August 2nd, 72.
Is this your home address?
No.
What's your address?
It's down by Washington.
I just.
Yeah, I just know that.
You don't know your
I don't know the
address?
full address.
Do you know your phone number?
Hell no. I don't even know that either. I swear to God, I don't.
Henry, you don't know where your daughter is. You don't know your address. And you don't know your phone number.
No, for real. I'm finna
So,
give it to you now. You think I'll be lying, but...
Well, no, it's just it's kind of.
Because I don't call myself.
I know, but you got to know your number. You got to know your address.
I don't...
So this is your girlfriend's address here?
It's just a good friend.
Okay.
Okay, here go my phone number right
I bet people in bank
4078.
here. 4078.
Okay. What was she last wearing?
in the bed.
What you have on some shorts?
What color?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't
What's her height and weight? You think?
She's a little taller than he is.
She's just
Okay.
She's a little taller.
Okay. What's her hair look like?
she had
Blonde,
dreads.
same-
Long.
dreads,
Long.
yep.
Long and dreads hair?
Yep.
Like shoulder length or
Yeah,
middle to back?
down here.
Okay. Mid-back, dreads, right? Is that how we would
Yes.
label that? She had shorts on.
Did she still have a white shirt on?
He had that long, that
The white shirt.
All white?
It's
All
long.
white t-shirt.
And you guys don't have alarms or anything on your doors if the door's open? Okay.
You should get one. You should get one.
And listen, I know this sounds dumb. I've lost my kids too, okay? Actually, mine just happened last week. And we went back in and we found them in the bedroom.
No, we just searched.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to, who have you called? What doors have you knocked on?
I don't know these people out here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I called her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she told me she was at work. At first, I was riding around looking.
Yep.
And then me and my son started riding around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then
So how long ago has it been, an hour?
it's been a couple hours.
Couple hours?
Couple hours.
Okay.
Couple hours.
Have we called grandmas? Have we called cousins?
That's what I just asked. She the one. I don't know all that. She knows all that.
She called.
She
Okay.
knows all that, not me.
Okay. Do we have a picture?
She does.
Okay.
Mom.
She got the picture, bro.
Who's the girl that lives here? Andrea? What's Andrea's last name?
Culberson.
Culberson.
He need a picture of her.
You don't have nothing with you right now. Okay, that's fine. Have we called family?
I've called everybody. I have my
Okay.
uncle out riding around. My mom's on their way out here. My
We've been
friends on their way
everywhere.
out
We've
here.
been everywhere.
And she's gonna be with a friend inside some apartment.
That's
most
why I
likely.
said I'm gonna still look.
Okay.
We don't know anybody out here, so that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
She would have never.
How many-
She would have never. First of all, she would have never woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. She would have never.
What you mean? 8 o'clock in the
I'm
morning?
just saying.
That ain't what I
She
said. I
definitely-
never
I know
said.
you
Guys,
didn't say that.
this isn't the time to fight.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck about you walking. You lost her though.
How you lose?
Because you was watching her, Henry. What do you mean?
But hey,
I'm gone, sir. Come on, D.
listen to me.
I honestly do not know how Aisha controlled herself. I think I don't know what I would have done, but the lies and the deceit from this monster, not to mention his record. July 25th of 2020, Henry Dinkins was wanted by the Bureau of County of Illinois on 2 counts of manufacturing and delivering more than 2 pounds of meth. Breasia's search was actually one of the biggest searches ever in Davenport, Iowa. And what Aisha said to Henry Earl Dinkins today on the stand was just, I was definitely had a couple teary moments. And to think that Henry Earl Dinkins was out after serving time in jail. He was on parole for 4 months when he did what he did to Breasia. 3 gunshots, 1 in her jaw and 2 in her chest. And they actually drained the pond where she was found. And what did they find in the pond? A gun. But like I said, right here is where they found Breasia. Henry Earl got stuck on the road right about here. It was a very steep incline going down this area, and she was found right about here. And the sad part is that, some of her is still not found. She has yet been laid to rest, but the state said today they will be releasing her remains so she can have a proper burial. And they speak about the hair that was found with the little dreads, and what was on the hair? Little seashells. And Breasia had just gotten her hair done with the little seashells. And this is why I talk about and use this picture, because this picture is what Breasia looked like the last day she was on this earth before Henry Earl Dinkins. Disgusting. Can you imagine how scared she must have been? In part 2, we are going to get into a few more parts of the court hearing, and especially today, the sentencing, Henry Earl's letter, and Aisha on the stand. And we'll get into a little more about the motorhome, because in that motorhome, they actually found a woman's pants that had blood in the crotch, which might have been a period, menstrual cycle, whatever. But to think that the DNA did not match Breasia, and it did not match his girlfriend at the time, Andrea. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, be respectful. Fly high, Breasia-Terrell. Definitely a senseless crime and gone too soon. I hope open population takes care of this monster. And with that, it is a wrap. Everyone, thank you for coming in. Please make sure you click that like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications so you do not miss the next time we drop a video and or go live. Everybody, have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.